20s now.
What's up? What's up? And we just hit 500 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
Yep, big time now.
I was telling Kim I need to cause another industry controversy, so a bunch of people unsub.
Yeah.
We're due. We probably have another like month before something bad happens, like before someone gets really sad. I am turning up.
It's pretty generous, so.
Yeah, I am planning on turning up the heat on some interesting individuals in the near future. I just have too much going on right now. That's actually what do you call it? Dog training. So I don't have all of the energy and the mental fortitude to like do these deep dives. But I've got some people in my crosshairs that are going to be getting a visit from the hooded shadow monster soon.
God.
But we have some funny. I have some like funny things to cover. Like there's bad news, there's good news, there's funny things. I just beat Resident Evil 9 last night. What else is going on? So where do we want to start? Want to start with funny?
Yeah, let's start there.
So yeah, like just skip like if you're just like here for dogs, skip like 2 minutes.
Yeah, people loved our last episode where we actually talked about dog training. It was nice.
Yeah, and the vast majority, because I want to talk about there was an interview with my mentor Michael Shikashio, and I sat down and I actually listened to the thing, and it's so scary. Like there's aggression rehab stuff that I want to talk about, because I think that like on a personal level, like I do, like making fun of this guy is really important. But it's also there are crucial concepts and behavioral mod and contradictions that you can just see from the force free side that I think should be obvious, that I don't think people are being thoughtful enough about. Actually, do you want to start there? Let's do that. We'll skip the funny thing and we'll just do that.
Wait, okay, if it's only going to take 2 minutes, now I need to know the funny thing though.
Well, you'll think it's funny. So
okay.
There's like a blast from the past person. Every once in a while, Bree, stop. Every once in a while, someone will go back into like a 2-year comment thread and start liking a bunch of comments that were like really funny. And then I don't actually love it, because then it makes me like go back and I'm like, man, I want to reread that thread. And it's a huge waste of time. Breeze, come on, boy. But it is sort of an interesting perspective. Chippy finger, chippy. It's like, oh yeah, this is a good reminder as to like where I started when I was like really trying to be nice to people, and like how badly I was punished for it. But there was this one crazy lol cow, Chippy, particularly shush, Chippy, crazy lol cow that during like the early Max era was like, you're hanging the dog for views and you're going to make them more, just like stock standard craziness, right? Her name's Diane Olachuk, or I call her Old Chunk. I used to call her Old Chunk, which really pissed her off. But it like eventually it just becomes boring. It's just like, okay, like I kind of made my point. Like you get destroyed. Like you live in a shack with no heating or electricity with like 30 dogs in like some shithole in New Jersey, and it's like, I'm a community member leader. It's like whatever. So someone was liking a bunch of comments where I was just like dumpstering her. I was like, I'm going to check on Old Chunk and see what's going on. And I clicked on her page, and you know, she's one of the perfect, like, has to muzzle her own personal dogs. Her own personal dogs are on 5-foot leashes in the woods, and then she's out, like, she's one of these I'm an investigative journalist trainers, like those people, like, I'm exposing the dark underbelly of the dog trade, like one of these fucking idiots. But she posts a video. I'm on her page and I see, whoa, there's a dog in that thumbnail. Whoa, let's see what's going on. And I click on it, and it's her in her like front yard or something, healing her personal mail in a circle. And there's a guy with a sleeve. Oh, and look, my dog likes to bite the sleeve, like that type of thing. But the caption is one of the most insane. It was like, I refuse to comply with the town's zoning laws. It can't just be immigrants and POCs that stand up to the tyrannical patriarchy government. It has to be all of us.
Over zoning laws. That's That's the hill you're
So
gonna
to be
die
clear,
on.
this is a grown woman. This is a grown woman
Listen, fuck the feds,
that
but there are certain
is
things that
accruing. No, 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 no. Listen, she's accruing $10 fines on a $70 zoning ticket, and in her mind, she's standing in front of the tanks in
yeah,
Tiananmen Square.
yeah, that's really
Like
yeah,
this is like
that's some white
this
people
is
shit
her
right there. That's for sure.
this is like her Boston Tea Party. Like this is her Boston Massacre. Like this is her revolution. Dude, it's crazy. And I just commented, "What the fuck?" It's just just like this is why, and this is like the average trainer has like a 50% chance of being that person. It's just crazy. Anyways, yeah, she's not doing well. She's not doing well. The years have not been good to her. Um, so like when you're getting upset at people talking shit about you, like that's who we're talking about. Like that's
Yeah,
actually who it is.
yeah.
But on to dog training, okay, on to dog
Yes.
training because that's some like lol cow shit. Just so funny.
Yeah.
So there was an interview. I've got like Chips. So Chips in the house. I want to give a Chip update.
Yeah.
Do you want to do Chip first, or do we want to do aggression rehab first?
We can do aggression rehab first. Yeah.
Let's do that because then I want to talk about Remy went home.
Right.
My German Shepherd canceled. My German Shepherd board and train's not happening. I want to talk about what happened with that. I did an in-home visit with the Pyrenees.
Okay.
I've got more information on the rescue Malinois that I bumped up to hopefully take the slot where the Shepherd was supposed to go. But we'll talk. Let's talk about aggression rehab and
Yeah.
Michael Kashkawio. I didn't come up with that one. Someone else did. It was so funny. But Michael Shikashio, if you don't know who he is, he owns the web domain aggressivedog.com. Okay, so this is like the OG aggression rehab wizard. He's a force-free advocate, CPPD, BBQXYZ, accredited metrosexual aggression expert of like 30 years experience. He's seen as like an ancient mysterious guru by not just the force free side but the balance side. The balance side has like a hero worship of him. It's like crazy. It's kind of like balance trainers use him as their token I learned from everybody type. You know what I'm talking about? Sort of like I want to have the social appearance of being open minded, so I'm going to let this absolute goofball influence how I treat dogs. So he had an interview on a program called Super Canine, and the interviewer did a really good job. So I had seen some clips of it, and I was like, I can't do this right now. Like I just can't do this right now. And then for some reason yesterday, like I had some driving, and I'm like, I'm waiting for videos to download and stuff because I'm doing this editing thing. Like I'm gonna do this. Like let's do it. All right, let's fucking find out what's going on here. And the interviewer does a much better job. Like he does what I would have wanted to do, and he gets Michael to just destroy himself, but he does it in a way better manner than I would have approached it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously. And this is why I think it's so important to have people sort of like fighting the conflict in their own ways. And why I don't think that there needs to be like everyone has to do what I'm doing. No. I think it would be funny if more people would. But like different iterations or superior iterations are appreciated for sure. But he gets this is what the interviewer does, and this is what Michael does, okay? So remember when I'm telling you this is a guy who is viewed as the ace. Like this is a guy that on both sides is considered like a high tier. If you have a dog that is going to be put down and you need an intervention, this would be the gold standard guy that you have swoop in to save the day. And he's the best, and all the best are learning from him. And he has an online school, and he'll tell you all about it, all the time. So the second it started with the line of questioning, I was like, I know what this guy's doing. So Michael, what is the goal of a behavioral mod program? Like, would you say it's this? And what they get to is, yes, of course, we are trying to reduce the frequency of offending behaviors or outright eliminate offending behaviors. Absolutely. Those are the major goals. There's some more stuff, like lifestyle, and you want to have mechanical control, obedience control, but like that's
Is
when
the
we're
reason
looking
the
to
dog's in
modify.
trouble. Yeah.
Right, right. Like the major thing, you're not signing up to put the dog in a muzzle, right? That could be part of your strategy, but that the training is intended to drastically reduce the frequency of offending behaviors or outright eliminate offending behaviors, right? Then he gets Michael to just openly say, yeah, punishment is extremely effective at deterring, reducing, and eliminating behaviors. Of course.
Interesting.
Humans learn from punishment all the time. Dogs even learn from punishment all the time. We use punishment sometimes unintentionally without realizing it. And yeah, humans and animals learn from punishment. Punishment absolutely suppresses, reduces, eliminates behaviors for sure. Okay. So should behavioral modification programs be run without punishment? Yes. Yes. They can and they should be. Rewards based methods. We don't need punishment. It's not necessary. So I have some problems. All right. We've got some problems with that. And I'm going to try. I'm actually, for the sake of the audience, I'm going to try to be constructive about this, or at least I'm going to try to be very like narrow pinpoint on like what is wrong. And I hope I remember like the things that my initial reactions. It's like okay. So here are my problems with the Shikashio interview. So behavioral mod seeks to reduce or eliminate offending behaviors. Punishment is absolutely effective at reducing and eliminating behaviors. Behavioral mod programs should be run without punishment, only rewards. That's the best thing to do. Okay, so the absolutely infantile, brain dead thought process it requires to turn punishment and emotional change into an either or situation. Because that's what Michael does. That's what force free advocates do. His whole deal is, well, why? Yeah, punishment is really effective, but at augmenting behavior. But why would you use it when we can change the emotions? So that already, if you know what you're looking at, this doesn't read as a guy with over 2 decades of experience. This is like a teenager reading a pamphlet at Petco. Like this is actually that stupid. You know what I'm saying? And this guy again, like tours the world. He'll tell you about it. Um, so that immediately is just juvenile and stupid. But we can get into actual dog training considerations. The roles of punishment in aggression rehab, reactivity rehab, whatever it is, you just have no idea until you've seen it and you've done it time after time after time. You have no idea what it does, what mercy it brings to the dogs to be able to, at the right time, remove the bad behavior, like physically remove it, right? So we're saying the bad emotions are still around, right? They're still there in some shape or form. To go in and say, I acknowledge the bad mindset and the emotions. We're going to change that, but I'm still going to tell you you can't do this, right? That forces dogs to approach the situation from a different point of view. They have to. When it is done well, constructively, timely, judiciously, you keep the dog in the scenario and he has to think, okay, person coming through the door, maybe I should just try something else. And what can happen there, the amount of time that can be saved. While little Mikey phone consult Casio, while he and his little buddies are out for 6 months, standing in the corner, hiding behind a clipboard so the dog doesn't bite them and the dog's losing his mind. My dog is rushing the door with his tail wagging to say hi to people. Because back then I said, hey, dude, try something else. Can't do that. Right. So the sheer volume of time that the dog spends being normal through the use of punishment changes everything. Like you can even look at the trajectory of many of my programs. It's like roughly speaking, and this changes dog to dog, The first half of the program is spent developing the trust, getting the emotions in order. At some point, we go in, we punish the bad behavior. We're running prediction errors, we're running extinction strategies. Absolutely. Typically, there's some sort of punishment involved. And then the back half is just like, dude, let's go live. You know what I mean? Let's go be free. And by the time the dog goes home, this isn't a brand new experience. It's like, no, hey guys, like, what are you talking about? This is what I've been doing for like a month now. Now the owner's catching up to the dog. You know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to be. So that's the first point. And the thought that an international guru with as much experience as I have years living on Earth, wouldn't be able to comprehend this is insane. So he's a moron, or he's just a liar. Because he's a force-free advocate, he's both of those things, as we know. And I'm just saying the things that everybody knows. By the way, we all know this is true. It's just no one will say it because he's nice. I will say it. I don't care. I think it's funnier to go after him being nice like a little bitch.
Because
Um,
he thinks it
he thinks it'll absolve him. Thinks it'll
legitimizes.
save him.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
he thinks
yeah.
it'll save him. He's now doing the grift of we should all be nice to each other and hold hands. Yeah, that's not on the menu. You can keep rolling over, but I'm going to keep stepping on you. So that's problem number one. Number two, which is worse, I think, way, 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 way worse. Like this is about as horrible an admission, and I appreciate him doing this, that a force-free advocate can just make about how little they care about dogs, and how much they care about themselves. So the force-free charge here is you shouldn't punish things because we change the emotions and the behavior never happens again. Okay. So that is to say, dogs' emotions are these static, unmoving, unchanging, predictable things that we have pure control over at all times and never move. It's sort of like, to your point that you've said, where so many people try to pretend that the full spectrum of emotion just doesn't count with dogs for some reason. Like they can't feel things, or they shouldn't feel things, or we need to just like ignore inconvenient emotions rather than interact with the dog on that level. Right. So that's what he's doing here. He's saying that we just do such a good job changing the emotion. There's no need to punish things. Okay. So 2-3 decades experience, runs an online school, loved on all sides, aggression expert, the best that's ever lived. World, my program's been translated in over a dozen languages, guys. Isn't that cool? Thinks that the dog's going to go home after training and he's never going to be frustrated again.
Right,
He's never going to be afraid again.
right.
He's never going to go into a high state of arousal and start to lose control of himself. That's just never going to happen because I did such a good job rewarding alternate behaviors. Well, actually, my phone consultation was so effective, that's just never going to happen again. Because at one point he says, you guys are going to laugh at me, but I fix resource guarding over the phone. It's like, well, you're right about one thing, Michael. We are laughing. We're laughing, you fucking loser. Goofball. So in Michael's fictitious fantasy land where dogs, it's just their emotion just becomes good and it stays good no matter what, you would never have to punish anything. So we live in reality, right? And in reality, punishment serves two functions when it comes to emotions in this instance. Well, actually, how would I want to put this? Rather than constantly arranging the environment, augmenting everyone's behavior, and setting the dog up to never feel fear or frustration, we allow him to go into those zones and we tell him when he's wrong. Rather than a wholesale denial of the dog's ability to be frustrated or afraid or angry or whatever it is, we are going to acknowledge and allow the dog to go into those spaces. And if he acts in a way that is unfavorable or undesirable, he will be punished for that behavior. So rather than constantly tasking the client with arranging the environment and accommodating the dog in all cases, we're going to tell the dog being mad, being afraid is no justification for attacking people. That's what punishment helps to do, right? Now, maybe most importantly, punishment acts as a last line of defense in the dog's mind. This is why we have rule of law with human beings. So when Susan Garrett's in the balcony with the rifle and she's got the crosshairs trained on me while I'm out playing with Scout, and she's got her finger at the thing that stops her is I'm going to go to prison. And then who's going to run my online academy? All these people have online academies. It's crazy. So she goes home and she goes to her meditation room and she rolls back until her emotions come back down normal, or she takes whatever meds she needs to take. And then she's got control again. That's what it does for the dogs. So I send home Breeze, actually, is a good example. And someone's coming through the door and they're laughing, they're on a phone call or something, and he doesn't know who they are. Maybe he didn't sleep well the night before. Maybe he hasn't been out to run or play in a couple days, and he's just kind of agitated. And he has a flicker of a thought, you know what? I could just take it out on this guy. And then he sees my face. No, but he knows. He knows
There's a limit in his behavior.
The punishment acts as an autonomous emergency brake, where even when the emotions shift into a dark place, the punishment is there as the guide to go, nope, get out of there. And then the dog, okay, I'm gonna avoid that. I don't want to follow that road. The guest comes into the house, and then Breeze goes, shakes it off, and he goes and he chews a bone. And then we're back to baseline. All of that happened hands off in the dog's mind. And yeah, with some dogs, absolutely, that requires some level of maintenance, right? That's not to say, I mean, so does reinforcement. Reinforcement requires more maintenance, actually, in my opinion. So the idea that we know all of this is true and that the goal, Michael agreed, the goal of a behavioral modification program is to eliminate or drastically reduce the likelihood of offending behaviors that are making people and dogs be unsafe, threatening the lives of dogs, right? The idea that we have that as a goal, we acknowledge openly that punishment and suppression are effective at augmenting behaviors, stopping bad behaviors. And then the final step, we shouldn't use punishment. And actually, it's not necessary in behavioral modification. It's not necessary in aggression rehab. How you can get to you can't get to that third step without being an egomaniac, without being a lunatic, without being an unethical, fraudulent huckster that cares more about his operation and his beliefs than he does the dogs.
How does he justify that in the podcast?
He doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Explain it.
He doesn't.
Okay.
That's what I like. That's what I liked about what the interviewer did. He actually let that hang. It's like he just laid it out and let Michael step on the rake. It's like you guys, and it's up to the audience to do what I'm doing now, where it's like I'm just telling you, telling you this is like,
yep.
If you just think about it, it's like how. And Michael does the typical chicken shit of, well, actually, punishment's really hard to use. So it's like, okay, well, you've been training dogs 5 times longer than me, right? And you made the decision at some point and continue to make the decision to say to yourself, there's this entire dimension of behavior augmentation and interaction with dogs and learning that I'm just kind of afraid of because I'm not used to using it. So I am not only going to just pretend that it doesn't exist, I'm going to openly advocate against the exploration of its use. And this is the guy, this is supposed to be, he's posing himself as the thoughtful, cerebral, open-minded guy. Dude, it's I am never going to take any of this seriously. When people like this goofball walk around and everyone just claps. There's more publicly available footage of this guy putting muzzles on stuffed animals than there is him working with dogs. And that's dead completely serious. And this guy at the IACP hanging out with Michael, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think a couple just like kind of pinging off of your points. The idea that we can change emotions so completely that you just don't see the behaviors occur. Like, there is this fundamental truth of like, you cannot actually control emotion. Like, you can't
Yeah.
operate on emotions. You can only operate on behavior. You can change the possibility of a certain emotion happening for sure. Like, I'm not saying that the environment doesn't matter, that emotions don't exist, but it's like emotions are driven by like a wide complexity, a very wide web that's complex, ultimately beyond our control and beyond the dog's control. And emotions then create sort of a list of potential behaviors, and then we can change the probability of those behaviors by using operant conditioning and et cetera, et cetera. But like, it is a weird, I don't know, misunderstanding that like it's like not wrong that you can change emotions, but also it is. Yeah, because it's like we are changing emotions, like you said, like when we use punishment, we're opening the door for the dog to try other things. But yeah, I don't know, it's just like a very shallow point of view to think that you can control them completely. Like, that just
And
doesn't
keep in mind,
exist.
I want to just, we haven't even gotten into how these people claim to be changing emotions. They're doing differential reinforcement obedience with food. So there's not any like crazy
They're still
wizardry
working
happen.
yeah, they're still working in the operant space. Like,
So let's say hypothetically, we looked behind the curtain and there was unironically something interesting going on with how they were interacting with the dog. Say that they're doing a total hands off, no punishment, but something was happening there where they're changing the perception of the dog, like people coming into the house or moving around, whatever it is. They have some sort of attack on that problem that's like actually super interesting. I would go learn it. I would tell them all, you're all morons on your thoughts on aversives and punishment, but I'm going to figure out what you're doing here because this is super cool. This is reality though, Kimberly. When you look behind the curtain, they're standing over in the corner with a clicker and a bag of Zook's training treats. They're doing PetSmart group class drills, and they're saying we're changing the emotions. So they're not even doing the thing that they're saying
no,
is better
like
than punishment.
they're somewhat changing the probability of a certain behavior, but like
Right.
that's it.
And there's something to be said for just exposure, for sure, right? But even then, they're all threshold obsessed, so they're spending this excruciating amount of time when you could literally just put bite gear on and let the dog run up.
Yeah, more often than not,
And
they're actually
skip
creating
it,
more
and
negative
yeah,
emotions. Yeah.
right. So it's not even that they've got this cool alternative that's wrong. It's like they're actually wrong and their alternative is wrong.
Right.
And
It's just shallow. Like, it's almost,
right.
I don't know, like that's where I keep getting stuck is like, like even trying to sort of, in my head, I'm like sort of trying to play devil's advocate to like deconstruct the argument and whatever. But like,
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm like getting kind of caught up or like stumbling over my words is I'm like, it's not that this it's not that they're wrong. It's just like such an incomplete, shallow picture that is, like you said, it's like I just read a pamphlet. And like,
I think it's on purpose, though. I think it's on purpose because I don't think you can actually be so oblivious and reductive without, like, while supposedly spending this much time training dogs. So that's a problem. A problem I have. I feel like with a lot of balanced responses to these people, there's almost like this pity and sympathy that we have, where we're like, but they're just trying. It's like, dude,
yeah, how do you get stuck
you
there for
don't
20
say
years?
that you don't say that about people that are authorities.
Yes.
You say
Yes.
that about someone that's fucking around in their garage for like a few months and is like just getting things wrong. You don't say that about the people that are supposed to be the best. They're like actually in control of the information stream and that are setting the trends. You don't do that. What you do is you attack the authority. You destroy the false authority. You mock the false authority. You question the false authority. You don't just go, oh, well, they just have another take and they're trying their best. And by the way, he has a lot of friends. That that's that has to stop, dude. It has to fucking stop. And I wish I know I said earlier I mean it. I really don't think people need to be doing my approach, but there needs to be. I was really happy to see in the comments on the interview, it was full of people being like, "Where can I see this guy with a dog? You've got over 2 decades and you can't produce dogs. Like nothing to show for it, really." And Michael comments, and the interviewer he pins his comment, which is like cheeky, but like it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Michael posts a 3-page comment. It's like, super thankful you guys tuned in, everybody. I see a lot of comments about people looking for my work, and I'm actually like a really old guy, and all my videos were on old Yahoo message boards that unfortunately are just like lost, so I don't know where they are. And like, I guess aren't I old, guys? It's like, oh, and by the way, I'm just like so busy, like on my tour and like running my school that I can't shoot these videos. By the way, my school has tons of case videos that I just had no time to shoot. It's like I in any other field, the second someone starts acting like that, everyone points and says, liar. You're hiding something. You are a liar and you are acting like a liar. Everywhere else that does not pass the test. You would never hire a doctor that behaved that way. You would never hire someone to build a fence in your backyard that behaved that way. You'd be like, dude, I can't, like, why are you acting fucking weird and doing all these weird deflections and appeasements when I ask, can I talk to one of your old clients or something? Why are you acting fucking weird about that? Like that, you would go, I'm going to pass, right? In dog training, you get speaking engagements and you get paid appearances and you get to go to banquets and you get to sell video series. And then people just will go to bat to defend you having never seen you train a dog.
Right. It would actually be very interesting. Not that I like have this money to blow, but it would be interesting to
I looked it up.
Courses and see.
I just looked it up.
Is there?
I just
Okay,
looked it
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I looked it up. I was on when I was on the elliptical jiggling around earlier. I was like, in my head, I was like, how much money would I be willing to give this fucking retard? And it's way too much. His aggression master course is like $560 or something like that. There's no fucking way I'm giving that idiot that much money. But I mean, I've talked to people. I've talked to people that have gone to like his seminars and stuff, and they were like, yeah, I mean, and again, this is alleged. I'm not there, but people are saying, yeah, I mean, it was 2 days of dropping food over a fence and like putting a head halter on a stuffed dog, right? And defensive leash handling, which, dude, I don't know if I want to go off about this right now. Like defensive leash handling is just made up. It's a fake Tai Chi martial art that makes people feel like they can it's when someone wants to have a course they want to have another bullet point, they put defensive leash handling on
Well,
it.
what's
Do you want me
interesting
just
about
to
it specifically with force free is that it feels like an excuse to talk about issues without
right,
actually like
right,
labeling it that way. But like when they use it
right?
is like
Oh my god,
emergency situations, and it's like you end up basically hanging the dog, isolating the dog,
right, right.
and probably the dog is like that's the closest it's ever going to come to interpreting something
But
as punishment. Yeah.
but this
Anyways.
is even
Yeah.
this is even too thoughtful. This is even too thoughtful. This is even too much because listen, okay, if you are training to become an animal control officer, where your job is strictly gain mechanical control over the animals and don't get hurt, then yeah, I imagine it would be very beneficial to spend large swaths of time with catch poles, slip collars, and all these types of things. 100%. If you are selling a dog training course, right? It's like, why did we spend so much time in kindergarten doing stop, drop, and roll? Like, are people just catching on fire all the time? When's the last time you saw a person walking around just catch on fire? It's just like a waste of fucking time, right? So, we could spend that time, Michael, in your course with aggressive case studies, reactive case studies. And you know what? If you want to sell your course, instead of showing you pictures of you like with your fucking makeup on, your hair smiling with your thumb, why don't you just like show a dog, show a case? Like, why is marketing your personality and your web design enough to become famous in dog training? Show dogs, dude. So if you've got this course, I don't have time to make videos. I'm not on the internet all the time. By the way, my entire business is run on the internet, and my course is full of case videos. Release 2 of the case videos. Let us see. What are you afraid of us seeing? I mean, I know what you're afraid of us seeing, but like, I want you to say it, and I want you to do it. But I know what he's afraid of, and it's the fear. It's the fear of all these force-free advocates. They desperately do not want us to see that the dogs never had problems to begin with. That ultimately is a huge dimension of their vicious, crazy reaction to people being like, prove yourself. That is actually what keeps them. No joke, guys. Seriously, listen. The thing that keeps them up at night is the thought that people are finally going to see what they classify as a case dog. Because if people knew, there would be public hangings. Like, it would be crazy. These people would be dragged out of their homes.
There would be though. Like people.
Some people wouldn't, but like,
yeah.
But disaffect, like, just like regular people and like balanced people that just aren't aware would lose their minds. The things that these people consider to be problem behaviors or like just dogs that if you just said, dude, shut up, like one time, it would just never happen again. Or like if you just took the dog outside and played, he would just stop eating the couch. Like that, those types of things, they don't want us to see that these dogs don't have real problems, because then the entire empire falls. Then it's like, oh, wow, my 6-month protocol success story where now I can have this dog on a leash in his backyard with a muzzle watching dogs across the street. Now that suddenly is like, wait, that dog was just barking. That's a serious problem for them. It's a serious financial threat. It's a serious threat to the religion. It's the reason why Scientology hide their most sacred doctrines behind years of servitude and worship and money. It's because when you get to the final text, and it's like, by the way, we're all alien spirits that were jettisoned from a volcano on the planet Saturn that flew to Earth and inhabited monkeys. Now it's like, oh shit, this is actually what's behind the curtain the entire time. That's the final curtain for these people, is seeing that the things that they consider to be problems are not, they're just regular dogs. So that's why Cash Cowio doesn't want to do before and after. It's why he doesn't show cases, because the dogs don't have any, his problem dogs that he fixes aren't problem dogs, and he doesn't fix anything. And then he gets to say, well, I do no contact evaluations over the phone and I fix everything. Well, it's like, dude, I mean, I can take phone calls all day long and tell people to go outside and like walk the dog. That you don't need a fucking dog trainer to do that, dude. You can do AI top 10 things a dog trainer should do list. does your job, and you don't have to pay $500 for a half hour phone call, whatever the fuck it is. And you don't have to you don't have to send the robot on a worldwide tour on a cruise ship talking about ethics and dog training while you're ripping people off by the tunes of thousands of dollars. Like it's and the guy's smiling and he's well mannered and he shakes everyone's hands and we give him a pass. Well, not me. Not me. I do not give him a pass. I will continue to be the stalker in the shadows. Michael currently is my behavioral case. I'm running an evaluation on him right now. Actually, it's very interesting. I'm learning a lot about him. So yeah, that aside from like how much I hate him, it is interesting. Like, I think it's important to be able to think these things through and realize how horrible these people are. Like, for what reason they're horrible. You know what I mean? It's not just that they're snakes. It's like their thought process is warped, and to the extreme detriment of dogs and to the extreme detriment of dog owners. You know what I'm saying? It's like he is just saying it out loud. Punishment is effective for altering behaviors. I will not do it because I don't feel like it, and no one else should. And it's like that's not good enough for a sixth grader taking a test. That's certainly not good enough for one of the best in the world. Sorry, dude. You're a goofball. You suck. You've been doing this 5 times longer than me, and I'm 10 times better than you. Like, you have nothing to show for it. You're a fucking loser, and I'm not letting you go. Keep shaking hands though. It's funny to watch the appeasement. I love to see it because I put out a little post about the interview, and he put up a huge call to action. We're gonna unite. It's like, okay, buddy. We'll see. We will see.
It's also
what
just
else?
wild to me too that like the appeasement behavior, the like we all need to unite, and yet he supports tool bands. Like,
Right. Yeah, I mean the most. It's not just tool bands. I mean, we can go in that direction too, which is obviously the
yeah,
worst.
I mean that's just like the
thing.
most obvious public example of the like two-facedness.
Right.
That's like, how do you reconcile that?
But also like the reaction to me spreading the truth about his ethnicity. The reaction to that compared to balance trainers being harassed and doxxed and given death threats and fucking the most vile, insane shit. It's like, dude, that just doesn't make any fucking sense. You're totally cool. I'm sure he's gonna try to save face and be like, no, we all need to be nice. It's like, you've been totally fine with all of your compatriots and your minions being sociopathic freaks. And I don't even want to talk about it because we can just keep to the dogs. Ultimately, this guy, he should be cornered and be forced to answer, how many dogs have you flunked out and put down before the use of punishment, which you have just acknowledged publicly is an effective tool for augmenting behavior, right? You've acknowledged that this is the goal of a behavioral modification program. Punishment absolutely is effective in pursuing those goals. You will not use it. You advise against the use of it, and you try to scare people from using it. In that context, how many dogs have you had killed because you wouldn't use something that's on the table? Should have to answer the question. If it were up to me, he legally would have to wear like the Scarlet Letter. He'd have to wear a T-shirt that just demonstrates the number. How many dogs, dude? How many dogs have you killed over phone consultations? Because this guy talks about, hands off. We have the client story, and you need to be a detective. It's like that's another one that the interviewer gets him on. It's like, don't you ever want to see the behavior? Yeah, sure. Sometimes, but like, being a dog trainer is like being a detective, guys. So like, you get really good at your line of questioning. So like, I'm on a phone consultation and I'm like, oh, it's definitely resource guarding, right? And they're like, yeah, it's resource guarding. So, okay, the client that called you for help that has no idea what they're talking about just agreed with your fake assessment where you never saw the dog before and you never saw the bad behavior. Sounds great, Michael. That's fucking awesome. That'll be $500. Ethics and dog training, everyone hold hands. The industry needs to get better. Like, the industry will be better when these people are homeless. Like, that's when he is living in a storm drain, like Pennywise. All right.
A little terrifying.
That's yeah. That's yeah. Um yeah. But it sucks. Anyways, anything else on that? I do think that was important to cover quick.
Yeah, in
That
terms
it's
of
just
I feel like you brought up a first point. You had 2 points. What was the first point?
the first point is it's not an either or scenario, and punishment
Oh,
actually
yes. Yes.
it works alongside
Yes.
and in benefit to changing the emotion.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to pick one or pick the other, and that also too it speaks to the juvenile
You know, the understanding
egomaniacal
of
single-mindedness that these people have because they're so obsessed with what they want, which is purely there's a positive reinforcement threshold answer to literally everything. They can't imagine that actual dog trainers have multifaceted, multidimensional approaches. Like it actually doesn't make sense to them. It's like um, sort of like a sci-fi trope as we meet an alien race that's like super intelligent, but they don't know how to lie. They don't know what the concept of lying is. So then you can just like destroy them. It's like, well, it's sort of not a good comparison because all these people do is lie. But it's like that part of their mind where it's like the part of their mind where it's like, I'm training a dog. I can think of more than one thing at once. That just doesn't occur to them. It cannot. They can't. And they're the same ones that are like, we're the most open minded. Like, it's, oh my God. Like, it would be funny if there weren't living things suffering and people getting fleeced.
yeah. Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah.
It's just, it's nuts. You know, I don't even want to. I don't want to keep going because there's more, but it's just like so. This was fun. This was funny, but we could make it upsetting. There's no reason to right now. I think that's enough. That's enough to chew on. But go to the interview, Super Canine, the Michael Shikashio episode. You can draw your own conclusions, but this certainly is like these are my major takeaways. It's like, dude, and it's not hard to refute these things. To just be like, just ask basic questions. It's like, but you're saying the dog's never going to feel those emotions ever again because you rewarded a sit across the room. So is it better or worse for the dog to know how to behave while in that emotional state than to pretend that emotional state is never going to happen again?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like that's
That
what
is
like
sober.
doesn't make sense to me how they logic that out. Like that's where
How
I'm
do you
like
do that?
trying to piece together the logical argument, and I'm like, I can't.
But it would be
I
bad
don't even
enough.
know
It
how
would
they
be
come to
bad
that
enough.
conclusion. Yeah.
It would be bad enough that they're sitting there looking at the dog thinking these things. Like that's obviously the worst part. But then like in addition to that, it's like they're thinking those things while requesting payment information from people. That's nefarious. Is it not? Like you that's so bad. So bad. Like I hate them so bad, dude. Like I really hate them. I hate them for who they are, for what they do and what they've done. It's like what would a goofball like Shikashio have to do for me to be like, okay, like I'll leave you alone? It's like he would there's actually nothing. He's been destructive for too long.
Yeah, at this point it's that irreversible.
Decades of just unabashed, unashamed lying. Just so much destruction. It's like punishment's hard to understand. It's very effective. It's hard to understand. Therefore, no one should do it. In the dimension of pet training, where results are the most important, the stakes are the highest, the people are the most desperate. We're just going to leave that on the table because I want more money. Like that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anything else on that? Because I've got a lot more. Like I've got other stuff to talk about, but I thought that was a good start.
Yeah. Depressed again. Yeah. What else do you have to talk about?
If only we didn't have to give Shikashio money to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
There's
Yeah.
probably someone out there who's bought his stuff and then come over to the balance side.
I would love to
someone
talk.
that
I would
has
love
the
to have a conversation. I would
footage.
love to have a
Yeah.
conversation. Chippy, come here, Chippy. You want to talk about Chip?
Yeah, let's talk about the Chihuahua.
Chippy, come here, Chippy. Yeah, he's really cool. So he's you think this thing's cute?
He's adorable. Look
Have you
at
seen his teeth
him.
though? Have you seen his teeth?
Are they bad?
Oh, they're brutal. It looks like a
Look.
cage. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
He's not in pain or anything. It's just weird.
Okay.
So
Small dogs have
Chip the Chihuahua.
teeth
Yeah,
problems.
that's Chip the Chihuahua. Very quick. For anybody that doesn't know about Chip, very quick summary. I posted a lot about him. It's been 6 months. He was in my shelter workshop, but I posted a lot on Instagram about him, on Facebook about him. Aggressive shelter Chihuahua that it's like, hey, we kind of don't have solutions. Like he's going to be put down. He bit one of the girls working there, her hand to like the fat layer, like went berserk on her. And it was just out of nowhere. He had been surrendered to the shelter by a lady. The lady gave no explanation. We could now figure out why, probably. He's there for a couple weeks being totally cool. He goes over to the girl that's leaning down to pet him, and he just goes off on her and tears her up. From that point on, he was just like super fucking twitchy around his kennel. No one wants to touch him. He had one person at the shelter he was cool with, this girl named Alyssa. But outside of that, he bared his teeth anytime anyone showed any affection. So you could, on my shelter series, we show everything that we did with him. He's one of the last cases that was presented. He may be one of the, like, I think the coolest dog that was presented on there, but like a legit no hope, like final straw aggression case at a shelter, which doesn't always turn out well. So he gets adopted. Really nice old lady. And it's been 6.5 months since I've seen him. And his owner's like, hey, I'm going out of town. Do you want to watch him for a week? So this, in terms of talking about regression, I think I had mentioned on a previous episode talking about regression that Chip may be he may turn out to be an interesting case to talk about, because I'm going to be seeing him. It's going to be hot, cold, like bang. Like there's no phasing him back into. It's like, no, it's just I get to see where he's at, having been home for half a year. You know what I'm saying? It's not. There's nothing like super insane to report, but there are interesting. I found some interesting things. So he did not want to leave mom, which was actually kind of sad, because I thought like the last time he got dropped off was at the shelter, right? But when he came inside, it clicked. He was like, "Oh, I know where I am." Like he saw my dogs, then I could pick him up, and everything's like totally cool. But he was a little bitch with my wife and with the nanny initially, who he became really tight with during his couple weeks that he was with me. And we put him in some scenarios where if he had wanted to bite somebody, he could have done damage. And he didn't, but he did do all the presentation and the snapping, and like when he bares his teeth, he really he does these standoffs where he makes eye contact and he's just like this. And he'll stay in that zone. Like when we were working the crate one time, I have a video on my Patreon, a long video showing like the crate progression with him. We would be in those standoffs for like a minute, dude. Like he will, like, I'm not going to back on. It became obvious to me, and now like he's totally like he's snapped into reality. He's like basically in the state that he was when he left me. But talking about the expectations of dogs going home, dogs getting adopted, like behavioral case dogs, regression, like what are the goals, and like all of those types of things. I have a friend right now. Well, I mean, she's not a friend right now. I have a friend that right now is getting involved in like the rescue world, and she's doing the pipeline of like getting addicted to it, becoming emotionally codependent on it, getting destroyed by it, getting burned out, and never doing it again. And I'm telling her, like, I'm like, this is happening. She's like, oh, I know, I can't stop. I'm like, okay, have fun. She'll be fine, whatever. But this is connected, I promise. She texted me yesterday. She was like, hey, this dog got adopted. I'm really sad about it because I was taking this dog out on the long line, having the dog run around, and she really loves it, but she was just adopted by an elderly couple. There's not a very high chance they're going to be doing this type of thing with her, and I'm really upset. And I'm just like, well, I feel like I've had so much perspective on this bashed into me that I'm actually like out of touch at this point. But I'm like, dude, it's not your dog. It's not your fucking dog, right? So it's a different world when you're talking about a dog that is like a legit client dog versus a dog that was adopted, right? That was adopted off and is going home. You know, we talked in one of the earlier episodes about like removing the ego and about how we don't matter. This is like with Chip, okay? Do I think that he's receiving the amount of healthy authority back home that he should be? No. No, I don't think that he's really been made to do something very often in the time that he's been home. Does it matter? No. The reason it doesn't matter is because they're happy.
Yes.
And the alternative is he lives and dies in a cage. Right? So that's what I told my friend. It was like, okay, yeah, I mean, it'd be great if they ran that dog, but you've been taking that dog out of a literal cage. The dog's not in the cage anymore. That's the end of it. Like, any opinions, any dreams, any thoughts about how they should live? It's none of your fucking business, dude. Until they call you for help, it's none of your fucking business. The goal in the moment right now is to get you home. Everything past that point is out of my hands. And if you can't come to peace with that, you just shouldn't be involved in rescue or shelters.
And unfortunately, in training too, like you just have to let go of that perfectionist tendency towards optimization. Like it's not, it is never the perfect situation. Like on the whole, the population of dog owners are just not great, but they're happy. The dog's happy. Like it's what it is. But you can't chase that ideal. Yeah.
You can't. So rescue and shelters are that on steroids.
I should say you can have it as a standard to hold to, but you should not be emotionally attached to that ideal. That's the problem. Yeah.
Right. And you need to know where to be decisive and to pick your battles. You know what I'm saying? So I trained, and we can get back to Chip and all of that, but I think this is important too, because it's not just, you're right, it's not just rescues and shelters. It's just those things, being involved there trashes you at the soul level so badly that you do have to have a harsh, like, segregation disconnect, the ability to go, you're home, you don't exist anymore until I'm called on, right? Like if you're a trainer and you get called on, it's like, I'd love to do follow-up training, I love that dog, I want to help, but until that day, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, go live, go be happy. You know what I mean? At minimum, you're not in a cage anymore and you're at home with a family. No, you're not. Are you going to have the perfect fulfillment, play, social? No, but you are not in a cage and you're happy on the couch with dad. That can be enough. You know what I'm saying? But in training too, especially, yeah, I mean, any training with clients, you have to know where to pick your battles, and you have to know who you're dealing with, right? So this involves some speculation, but it was a comment. It was a comment that I got from a client of mine. I actually showed quite a bit of this dog's training. Summer, this little mini golden doodle that is just crazy. Like they were driving on a highway. The dog came from the back seat to the center console, grabbed onto mom's ear and latched, and she's driving in the center ear. It's just like, the man in the house, they're both physically not super capable. The man in the house uses like a plastic claw to pick things up off the ground. And Summer would see him bring the claw out and would go fucking crazy. It was actually so funny. It was like so funny. I ended up using the claw to play ball with her. It was fun. I have like a bunch of videos from, it's been like a couple years now, but I got a comment from them. Because I posted a video of Breeze, like we were playing possession. He's kind of like over the top, like doing that type of thing. And the comment was, yeah, Summer used to do this with everything. Like she would just find like a paper towel on the ground and just dive on it. If you come near her, she'll snap the fuck out of you. Like she'll bite. But now she only does this when we play ball if we don't tell her to drop it. So like if she has the ball, I think the implication here could be that if she had the ball and you went hands in without a command, she may snap at you, right? That's I'm guessing, right? I'm probably making it out to be more than it actually is. But for the sake of this conversation, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't like that. If that was your dog, or if that was a dog you actively had in training right now, I would hope you'd be like, yo, like we have to find a resolution for this. Like that's not good. But this is a client where the dog is home. Like they take her on family trips, they take her out off leash, they're just happy. It's like it's not my
And
dog.
they have this very small thing that they're very willing to work around. Like it's
Yeah,
not,
like we don't care.
Yeah.
Tell her
Yep.
to drop it. Tell her to drop it. All right. If she doesn't, eat collar tap and fucking move on with your day. Like what? That's not this lifestyle disruption awful thing. So you don't want to get lost like chasing down these little optimizations, and it's like what's the goal? Like are they happy? This isn't, when you're training client dogs, you do not matter. When a dog that you're working with gets adopted, you do not matter until you are called on in either situation for help, right? So another example. Let's go back to Chip, okay? Speaking of the devil, Breeze. By the way, Breeze literally begs to go in his crate sometimes. I just had him loose up here, just hanging out, and he's just like, no, I want to go to my crate. Okay, it's actually fine because after this we got to go out. We're gonna go out on a long walk in the city again. He does have. I think I'm gonna have the owner get a second crate for Breeze and leave it in a closer room so he has two options, because he does really like need his time. Like he cherishes his time alone. Like he really is like that, to a degree that I've never seen with a dog. Like really, really, like he'd be like, I'm gonna hang out with some people, hang out with some dogs, go for a walk, and then just like leave me alone. Like let me just go to my crate and sleep. He's also older too, but anyways. So Chip's owner's like, Dylan, I sent him with a jacket because for next winter I want to be able to put a jacket on him, and if I tried to do that right now, he would throw a fit. I'm like, yeah, I'll fuck with it. I'll fuck with it. I'm probably not going to, because it's just not. You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to do it, right? Because it requires more of a systemic change in terms of like things you need to do with them. Yeah. That it would be a meaningless. Like if she reframed it and said, "No, Dylan, like I really want to do this. It's important to me, and I think it would be good for us. Like I think we can do better." Fuck yeah, be like, let's go. But as just like a tack on, if you get a chance, no, because the things that would require me to say, hey, some of the things you're doing in your life right now need to have some tweaks. And right now, their operation is running smooth. I don't want to disrupt it.
Just out of curiosity,
Please.
do you think you would be able to put the jacket on pretty easily? Like, is that a stage you got to when you had him, or do you think
it'd be really, really fucking funny just to try it?
Yeah, like that. I would just be curious. Yeah.
I would say, based on the moment we had with the crate yesterday, I would say yes, because he tried to get a little shitty with me when I was just moving a blanket around in his crate. And Like, I had a leash on him. I hadn't taken his leash off. I gave him a little, note. I popped the leash, and then he goes into a, snake. Like, I'm gonna. And I brought him. I brought him out of the crate, and he immediately went belly up, like legs sprawled out. And I'm just like, dude. And he
Yeah.
just lays. And then eventually his eyes start to close, and I'm just rubbing his belly. I'm like, get the fuck in the crate, you fucking little idiot. I think based on that,
Yeah.
probably he would snap at me or try to get away. I would assert myself, and then he'd take it. I think he would probably try to get away. Actually. Before it would have been like trying to kill me, but I think nowadays he may snap at the air and try to run, and then maybe if I tried to stop him, maybe he would bite. But it's like what? Aside from that being extremely funny and interesting to test, which maybe you kind of convinced me I probably should just try it and record it and see what happens. Maybe I will if I get bored. But their operation is going so well. Dylan, he's terrible. I love him so much. This is what she said. We're happy he doesn't bite me, and we do everything together. Hi, Fair. It's like, okay.
Case in point.
It's like, then that's if that's enough for you, it's enough for me, and it's not my business. I love you guys. You could probably get a little bit more, but you're living a great life together, and the alternative was literal death, right? Literal execution. So why would I get all like? I could tell you that before, when I was like really my way, like I would be bent out of shape. I'd be like, how dare you let him get? It's like, that's who fucking cares, man. Like, okay, like maybe hypothetically, he's more likely to be mean to like a stranger trying to pick it. Dude, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
fucking
I think
matter.
that's the thing too with a lot of these behavioral cases, like the level of maintenance that you need is that you're just able to stop them if they start doing shitty stuff.
Right.
Like with
You've
the
gotta be
crate,
able to
right?
just-
Like,
yeah.
like you're able to just be like, hey, dude, we're not doing that today. Knock it off. If they regress a little bit to the point where you do need to tell them to knock it off, it's usually not the end of the world,
Right, but if you live in Chicago land, as soon as the dog has one paid phone consultation with you, he never feels a negative emotion ever again. So why would you ever need to hold the dog accountable?
Right.
But
yeah, I think once you kind of put that in their head that like, hey, dude, this isn't going to end the way that it has before, and we're just going to like giving owners the ability to do that is often as life-changing as they need,
100%. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It's just like, I can put out a fire before it really starts, right? So would it be more optimal? Would it be better training to say, yeah, we do a way more thorough, just we get to the root and end it?
Yeah, and the fire never starts.
But is that always realistic? Fuck no, it's not.
And again, especially with dogs like Chip, like Bree, like they are just kind of cranky little dogs. Like it's
right. There's nothing fucking nuts
on the wrong side of the bed. Yeah.
Right. They're just kind of mean dogs with bad outlooks. Like that are happy now, right? That are happy.
Yes. Overall baseline is hugely improved. Yep.
Right. Mentally healthy. They're gonna live well with their owners, but they're not nice dogs, dude. Man, someone commented, because I put up a little update on Chip. Someone commented like, you're anthropomorphizing the fuck out of this dog by saying he's mean, but also saying he's awesome. Like, dogs don't have the capability. It's like, dude, you just hate dogs. Like, you actually just fucking hate dogs, dude. It's just nuts. Chip is a horrible, mean little fucker. He's a terrible dog. There's no when you like when I'm trying to place that dog and I'm talking to the lady, I'm like, yo, you need to know what you're getting into. He's a fucking menace. He's a menace to society.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just
and it's funny because like that is the stereotype of Chihuahuas, right? Like they're mean little fuckers. They love their people very deeply, but like they're not golden retrievers, Like there is a variation in breed. Like it's people are happy to acknowledge genetic variance in like drives and different like instinctive behavior, like retrieving and Labradors and prey drive and German Shepherd and yada yada. But then like dormant traits that feel like too human Like,
Right.
no, like dogs can be definitely just baseline a little bit more, hold a little bit more negative emotion. Like that happens with people too.
Yes, yes. And this is, and in terms of like social tolerance and like the things like that, this is another
Like it
interesting
doesn't have to
one.
be a value judgment on the dog. Like again, I joke about Ferret.
No.
Like she's objectively a bad dog in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like she does a lot of like just stupid stuff, but I'm like, it's hilarious because she's this little like
Fun.
diva that loves me deeply. And
Yeah.
you know, like that's why I like her, because I can let her just be herself and
Be
not worry about
yourself.
it.
Be
She's 4
yourself.
fucking pounds and like she's very
Mhm.
happy. Like
Yeah.
she's sleeping in her little bed right now. But like I gave her a bone and she was just like resource guarding the fuck out of it to my husband. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hee hee.
It's funny. It's funny. Like it's
Yeah.
hilarious. And
Anyway.
I think that we both have a little bit of like an appreciation for just the sheer demonstration of personality, whether it's good or bad.
Yes.
It's just like
Yes.
I'm actually
Well,
just
yeah.
going to show you.
Did I say that part out loud where I was like, oh, it's not a value judgment?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot if I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
thought-
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like
it's not.
I appreciate all parts of my dog. Like this is actually
Right.
something that's very frustrating in the sport world to me, is like people trying to flatten their dog's personality to like just what they do in the work, or not really appreciating the little quirks and the little fun stuff that they do. And it's like, no, that's the whole, like they just want their dog to be something to do stuff with. And it's like, but he's a whole ass personality. Like, and like this is my stupid example that I like used before, and it's like not the best here, but like my dog Dice. Also, I named my Dice first, by the way. That's
Mhm.
people were like,
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. I believe
but
you. I believe you.
I'll like drop a ball on somebody's lap and then like gut punch them, or like
Yeah.
just be kind of rude and pushy. But I'm like, no, but like that's him being Dice. Like he is
Right.
just like a pushy bull in a china shop, sort of oblivious dog. And I love him for it. And if
Yeah.
I were to try to suppress or change that, like if I were to get on him for that and try to get him to interact in the way that my dog Jack interacts, where like he nicely climbs up and gives you a little hug and it's very sweet and cute, Dice is never gonna do that. Like it's just not.
He would have to force himself. He'd have to fundamentally be different. Yeah. He'd have to put effort into being different.
Right. And it's like the benefits that I personally would get out of that would make him, like it would be a cost to him.
Yeah.
And it's not actually a problem, right? Like I can just put him in a down or put him on a leash or just be like, hey Dice, that's enough, knock it off, and like leave those people alone. I can just prevent him from interacting with those people in whatever way. But to ask him to interact in a very specific, like this is, I think, something that people do all the time with like over exuberant dogs when they're greeting, is they want them to sit and like be calm greeting them. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
They're not actually being problematic. They're just being excited. Like let them have their 30 seconds of like spinning in between your legs and then just be done with it, you know, instead of like and like creating all of this weird like conflict around it. Anyway, I got myself
crazy conflict. Crazy conflict. You actually
it's like knowing, it's knowing what to, yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like knowing what is worth, choosing your battles, I guess. But yeah.
Yes, but it's become training that justifies its own existence. It's like the training creates the conflict that now we have to try to train out of. It's like, well, you could just like, you can have, the thing is though, that it should be possible to talk about this and also acknowledge that you can make demands. So
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is like, this sounds like I'm making excuses for bad behavior, but at the same time, it's like with Chip, it's like if he were to like, you bring the jacket out and he kind of tries to run away, it's like, all right, dude, and you just go, okay, Chip, come here, and you catch him, and then you put the jacket on. But like, I'm not. It's like I'm not upset about that. But at the same time, if you took the jacket out and he's like, how about I fight you now? Like, then we have a
Yeah.
problem. Like, I think it's
Oh, you're
back
in
to the whole
serious
thing
trouble.
of like emotions. Like, you are allowed to have all of your emotions. It's just that there's a certain repertoire of behaviors that you're allowed to select when you're feeling those
So
emotions in order to cope with them. But if I were to try to change your baseline of whatever chemistry in your brain or your physiology or whatever, your baseline reactions to certain things in the environment, like that's just completely unrealistic. Like to try to make Breeze an extroverted dog, if
yeah,
his owner was like, oh, I never want him to go in the crate or never have
torture. It'd
alone
be torture.
time, like that's not
Well, he'll bite.
that's
He'll
not
bite somebody.
reasonable. Yeah.
He'll go. He'll go back to bite. He'll go back to biting people if if you take away his out, because now his out is to just leave.
Right,
Like,
which is
or
completely
he'll come to
fine.
me.
Yep,
It's totally
yep,
cool. Or he'll
yep,
come to me and I'll be like, okay, hey, you're fine, and then he's
yep,
just cool. Um,
yep. But that's where like people
I've
get stuck in like thinking that that needs to change, and it's like, but why is that a
yeah,
natural, you know?
but
Yep.
there's also the side of like the so-called advocate for your dog people where they're just like, well, yeah, I mean, he tried tearing your kneecap off, but you provoked him by being born.
Existing.
Yeah, it's like, well, no, that's actually not okay. You're not advocating for anything. It's like that's suicide cult thinking. Like that's actually crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
there's
so
definitely a fine line between making excuses for a dog's shitty behavior and just being like, all right, I'm gonna sort of
right,
appreciate you for your personality, or like
yeah.
allow for the expression of your personality traits. But yeah, like
So
it
like,
needs to at least not be antisocial to a
yeah,
degree.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Breeze attacking people for coming in the door. That's no longer allowed, dude. That's a 0%. I don't care what mood you're in. I don't like, you do not do that. You are never going to do that again. That does not come with this expectation that now you're going to be at this person's side the entire 3 hours they're here getting belly rubs. That's also not going to happen. If you want to be mad about it, you can be just over there. You know what I mean? And what he does now is the healthiest. And I didn't have to teach it. It's just giving him the opportunity, punishing bad things, and giving him the opportunity to do what he wants. He runs up, checks the people out, and then he just leaves. He'll just go like he'll go grab a toy or a bone. He will actually just go vent by chewing in the corner of the room. It's totally cool. Um, it's yeah. I mean, it would be so easy to turn him into an actual case, like just by just not acknowledging his personality.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, exactly.
so yeah, with Chip, it's like, or with any of these dogs, it's pick your battles. Remember what the goal is. Remember that your thoughts do not matter. Like, until you are called upon, your thoughts do not matter. If his owner said, Dylan, I feel like we could be getting more out of our lives together. What's wrong? Like, what do you think is wrong? I would go nuts. I could just, I'd show up and we would start training. But that's not what's happening. I'm getting the exact opposite, which is that I love this dog. We're having a great time. Just because I see things where I'm like, that, you know, that could probably be made better. Dude, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's totally irrelevant.
Yeah, it can be very easy to nitpick clients, but it's like it just, I mean, it's the same thing I was just saying with the dogs, is you have to allow for personal expression, and it's the
Mhm.
same is true for the clients. Like some people just interact with their dog in a certain way, and there's only so much you can change it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably fine. Yeah.
Speaking of which too, my German Shepherd got canceled. My apartment German Shepherd. So there's only so much you can change about a dog, right?
Yeah.
Sad. Uh, so that apartment German Shepherd that I was so amped to take on, their job was to survive for like 3 weeks until the dog can get to me, right? And they made it a week. And the dog just bit the dude on the wrist pretty fucking hard, honestly. Um, while they were hanging out around the apartment, and he's just like, "Yeah, dude, I can't do this." I'm like, "Hey, man, I totally get it." So the dog going back to the breeder programs called off. Sad. Like selfishly, I really wanted to take that dog on, and now that I know that the dog was actually willing and capable of biting, now I'm like,
Yes.
oh my god, that'd have been
Even
so
more
sick.
bummed. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been so sick. Because like to show my homie Korean Philip, like to get him, like I'm having this dream of like, hey Philip, come on out, man. Like we put gloves on him, and now it's time to play possession games with this dog, and like that would be so fucking cool. To like crash test it with him. Um, but just wasn't meant to be. People asked on I think it was an Instagram Q&A one time, like what if any directives do you give people before the dog comes into training? And it really does depend on the case and the situation. But the number one thing with the dogs, most of the dogs that I see, is that you need to do what you need to do to be safe,
Yeah,
even if
when
it's
people
at a
start trying
behavioral
to
detriment.
fuck with yes,
Yeah,
because when people start trying to fuck with this stuff, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna make it worse.
hundred
Like if the
percent.
dog
So
hasn't had any, if they're trying to make adjustments on their own, they just do not have the skill set, and they're gonna start
so
accidentally.
yeah, like I'm
Yeah,
cool. I'm cool with, so like you weren't gonna see me tell that guy when your dog starts blowing up at another dog, you need to scruff him. It's like, no, dude, I'm not gonna fucking say, like, no. I'm gonna say, hang on for dear life. Do whatever you feel like you need to do. Whatever you've done up until this point to stay safe. Um, all of your own. I'm not going. You are the expert right now on you surviving. So
they've been doing it for
whatever.
however long before they called you.
Correct. Whatever form that takes, you just do self defense mode. I don't care about even how fulfilled he is. Like if you need to just fucking quarantine him for a week to get him to be, I don't care, right? And in this case, it just didn't pan out. Um, yeah, sad. Don't love that one. So I bumped up. I bumped up. I'm in the process of moving up the rescue Malinois, who now I've learned has actually been flunked out of 2 homes, not just one. And there was a detail too that I forgot to mention. I think last time talking to the owner who's now giving him up, which sounds brutal, but like that's actually what's happening. That when they try playing with him, like I said, he won't bite anything, right? Like he won't possess. He'll chase a ball, but the guy said when he has the ball, he acts like he's doing something wrong, which is extremely sad because I've seen these types of things where the dog looks like he's getting away with like
Yes,
you're
yeah, he's
accusing him of
sneaking in
something
the
because he's
yeah,
right,
yeah.
and it's brutal like that. For whatever reason, that's always fucked me up the most, is when dogs are on the verge of having fun but are just not allowing it to happen for whatever emotional mental block. I'm hoping that that is enough of a problem for it to be obviously presenting so that I can fix it. But so also that I can show productive, like the healing qualities of play. Um, it would be cool to have that, like, here's how I'm trying to really make my intentions clear in a game of fetch with a dog that actively is like in a war in his own head about it. Um, that I think that could be really helpful for people. It'd be really helpful for me to be able to watch it back and troubleshoot. Um, so that dog should be. They're making arrangements now to get him to me. Uh, what else? Um, Another update. I know I talked to you about this off air, but I forgot to mention it on the show. I had made mention before of a lady that was fostering basically a feral dog that made some, we'll say, creative leash handling decisions and lost the dog. I can laugh about it now because the dog was found. He was found by a drone hunting rabbits. Uh, Dog was captured, brought to a shelter, transferred back to the original shelter. the guy that caught the dog 2 days later called the shelter and was like, "I kinda like that dog. Can I just, like, have him?" The shelter was like, fuck yeah." So he just went and picked him up. And the dog is legit a nutcase. He is basically a wild animal, but the dude, the guy that caught him, is the type of guy you would expect to go out catching animals. Like he lives on like a hobby farm. Um, yeah, he lives a very like elemental life with his animals, and like the dog. He said, yeah, the dog follows me around. So like it's a cool. That's
'Cause that
yeah,
dog was like petrified of humans, right?
at a level I've like never seen.
Yeah, like that's
He was
crazy that he's following the
he's a
dude
wild
around. Like,
he's a wild yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He's a wild
that's
animal.
insane.
I imagine it has to do with the drastic change because the way that it was explained to me that the dog doesn't live like it's not like he lives outdoors like in the old days, but I think it's closer to like a split thing where it's like you're not locked in a living room. Maybe he has indoor outdoor access at some level, and the guy's outside working a lot. So I think it's probably much closer to the idealized
Like a
life for this dog.
coexistence. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or it's almost like a ranch, like the way it was made out to me. Um, which this dog, like
Interesting.
that, yeah, crazy outcome for that because that dog is like actually deranged. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, they found him, and the foster lady, bless her soul, bless her fucking soul. She's actually fantastic. I felt so bad. I feel so good for her. She called the shelter and was like, "I'm so glad he's okay. I can't do it though." They're like, "It's okay." Like it's okay. It's like she was like, I don't think like I wish I could try again. I don't think I can. I don't trust myself to handle this caliber of dog. Like there's no way. So
For the
acknowledging
best.
acknowledging your limitations. Yeah, it's good.
Yep. Yep.
Um, but speaking of which, Operation Mongoon is going to be starting in what couple less than 2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks? Something like that. I think it's 2 weeks. That'll be cool. I had another update. Uh,
Oh, the Pyrenees, maybe?
yeah,
No.
yeah. I visited their home a few days ago. It's a pretty cool. It's tough because he's a really good dog, and I still can't shake the feeling that I feel guilty taking their money. But they're like, no, we want you to train our dog because it's not so bad of a problem. So like, what happens is they have 3 dogs. They've got the Pyrenees. His name's Cotton. They've got this big fucking bully Cane Corso mix named Zion who weighs like 100 pounds. So it's like Cotton and Zion combined, it's like 300 pounds of mass. And then they've got this little Pekingese thing named like Lila or something like that. Cotton Cotton will chill with Zion outside, like out in their pendant area. They're cool. They're like brothers. They play rough. They do all those types of things. It's cool. Inside, Cotton gets shitty if another dog is being pet, if a person comes near mom, if there's food out, his thing is he wants to pin a dog. That's like
Yep.
he's had opportunities to shred if he really wanted to, and he hasn't. So I don't think he has it in him to actually like
Yeah.
turn it into a
It's just a
bloodbath.
tricky thing. Yeah, control freak kind of thing.
He
Yeah.
will he will wrap a dog up and turn him on his back and slam it. And my concern is that the bully mix has been extremely passive and patient. And I was like, guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't think that Cotton's behavior necessarily is the direct problem. I think that the timer is actually Zion's fuse. Like, because if he ever turned and was like, dude, I'm not tolerating this anymore, I don't know
You're
if you could
fucked.
stop these fucking dogs.
No.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
don't think I could stop them. Like they're fucking huge dogs, and Cotton has zero, like completely zero training, like none. Um, so it's yeah, and they want to be able to take him out. They said that The last time we took him out to a park, he was just trying to run around to see people, and he was like literally dragging us through dirt. So it's just like can't handle him. Um,
Yeah.
but it's like I'm hanging out with them, and they're like really into training, and I'm almost like trying to talk them out of it because I'm like I don't want you to take this the wrong way because I think we're gonna have a really good time, and I think it will be worthwhile. This is just extremely odd for me.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I've had that conversation before where I'm like, "This feels too easy, like, did I actually do anything?"
right. Hopefully, I'm hoping that like we do a program, and then when we reintegrate back home, I'm hoping that we do have to work.
Yeah.
Um, I think we're going to have to because they've had the dogs separated inside of the house for like a year now.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
because yeah, like he does go nuts. Like the way that they talk about it is, it sounds like um like they survived some like home invasion mass murder. Like they talk about it like it's crazy. They're like, he loses his mind, he goes ballistic, he's crazy, he's out of good. And I'm like, all right, so like realistically, what is he? Oh, he barks and he runs over and like it's like okay, but to them, it is extremely high stakes. It's very scary. Um, it's uh, it's kind of like I imagine someone coming in for a routine surgery and they've just like never had it done before, never had anything done before, and they're like having a panic attack, and the doctors are all like, "Yeah, dude, like okay, like it's like you want to still sympathize and be like, I know that this
Yes.
isn't
Yes. It is
routine for
scary.
you,
Yes.
right,
But
right,
also it's
and
fine.
it does. It's you're valid to have concerns like that. There is something going on
Yes.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not.
Especially,
It's
like,
not.
even just the sheer size of the dogs, like,
Mm,
that's where like, I was joking with my chihuahua, her behavior is not problematic at all because I just pick her up and flip her on her back, and then she's done. It's a little
yep.
air jail, but, you
Yep.
can't do that with big dogs. So, like, even pulling on the leash becomes extremely dangerous in sort
Yeah.
of weight class, much less potential for fighting. So,
Yeah. There's no doubt. Um, and they want to be able to take the dogs out as a group again and do all those types of
yeah,
things. So.
yeah, yeah. Having segregated multi-dog households is just a pain in the ass.
And also too, kind of like what you were saying about the size impacting. It's funny how there's sort of like this relationship between the sheer mass of the dog and the intentions behind the bad behaviors, and how the lines start getting blurred and intentions actually matter less. So the boyfriend does personal play with Cotton outside. They wrestle, and he's like it's fun and everything, but he does not stop when you want to stop. Like I'll try to walk away and he'll grab my arm, and it's like he is playing, but he actually can stop me from going inside. So it's like the intentions are
It's actually
funny,
problematic. Yes, yes.
but it's actually like extremely annoying and disruptive. And like if he misses and hits skin, that could like fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? So like that could fuck you up worse than a bad intended breeze bite. You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny. Uh, so that's gonna be cool. Just like a
Yeah.
nice dumb doof dog. They live an hour away, which is a treat for me. I can just drive. I can bring them home at the end and follow up at home and all that. It'll be cool. Um, yeah. But what else was there about this dog? There are a couple. There are more things that we can talk about next time, like quirks, and I'll have him next time we shoot. I will have had him for a couple days, so I'll be able to talk a bit about the first few days with him. But he doesn't wear leashes. Like he doesn't get told to do anything. Like there's no nothing. So that's gonna be cool. We're gonna start training right away and just get after it. Um, yeah, I think I think I hit all of my updates. So it was the lol cow at Tiananmen Square with the zoning ticket, cash cow EO, and why good results are bad. Um, chip expectations with people adopting dogs, or even just like trying not to optimize the fun out of, and the realism out of every client. Uh, German Shepherd flunks out before even starting. Uh, Cotton and home eval. Yeah. What else? Uh, I think I hit all my bullshit. Resident Evil 9, great game. I'm editing this fucking Remy case video, and it just makes me want to die, dude. It's so. I'm just chipping away. It sucks. Resident Evil came out right when I was like biting down on the mouth guard and saying I'm going to commit to editing, and then Resident Evil drops, and I'm like, and then I'm like, oh shit, it's good. Okay, I have to play. Um, Breeze goes home on Friday. We start the process. Um, Gonna go for some walks around the city, find as many vehicles as possible, as many package vehicles as possible.
Yeah.
I've since gotten Breeze on the inside of a UPS and a FedEx truck, which is funny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Remy update. Remy, right. So
Oh,
Remy
duh.
went home.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Remy went home. I met up Marissa Barbado. She's like, I'll pick a spot halfway between us and we'll meet up. We meet up in Catskill. It takes me about 3 hours to get there. Like, how long did it take for you to get here? Oh, like an hour 20. Like, what the fuck? She's like, what?
Girl
I was
math.
like, fuck, whatever. I was like, whatever, dude. I mean, I would have driven 12 hours because it's just such a good setup for Remy. But she brought out all her board and trains, and I don't mean to sound I really don't like the way that this sounds, but I want to say it because it's true. I knew she was a good dog trainer, but I was honestly like a little like not shocked, but like, wow, like you're actually like a good dog trainer. Like for real, like unironically, not like a not like a
No, I
you
know what you
ruin
mean, though.
dogs.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
like you ruin dogs less than other people. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you're actually
Actually
doing
good.
positive things. Yeah. It's like I actually would recommend dogs to you, like no doubt. So she is quite talented.
Nice.
He brings her dogs out. Remy was just fantastic. It was actually kind of stunning. I had Remy and Breeze. Marissa lets her dogs out of the truck, and Remy just like greeted them and then just like played. And Marissa was like, wait, she was normal. I was like, yeah, that was crazy. Because she didn't see them and go dead behind the eyes and like anything like that. It was just, oh, a nice day at the park. It was actually kind of surreal. But she got the full day-to-day experience because we went out and we trained our board and train. So I brought Breeze out. We went into town. Plenty of like, postal cars and stuff like that. But she really got to see like the legit day-to-day dog training experience where it's just like my dogs just get away with everything. Like everything looks bad. Like Breeze isn't listening. He's eating garbage off the floor. He's terrorizing her dogs. Just like, and we're just kind of like fumbling around making it happen. It's so funny. Like the things that people imagine over the internet, the good and the bad, are so hilarious. Like on one hand, you've got people that would like the way that I train, that I have to imagine they think something special's going on. Like there must be some technique that just doesn't show up on camera. It's like, no, actually, it looks worse in person. So it's like, and then on the other side, it's like, oh my God, this guy's like a draconian warlord and he's hanging the dogs off of the street signs and he's going, and it's like the dogs are just doing whatever they want, like all the time. And just like, and I'm just kind of like, like, come on, dude, like what? Like, it's funny. But Remy went home. Marissa pulled into her house, brought the dogs inside, went out to her car to get something, fell on ice and shattered her ankle.
Oh,
Um,
Jesus.
so she like actually just broke her ankle that like right after bringing Remy home. So she's on one of those like one leg scooter things with Remy out playing ball. Stuff.
Oh,
It's
God.
hilarious. Um, um, she sent me a little clip where she had a friend over and was like, "You should adopt Remy," and she's taking the video and the girls like laugh, crying, going, "She's too retarded." um, which Remy is. Yeah, they're doing very well. Happy for her. There's a 0% chance Remy misses me. I wanted to briefly talk about this too, because it was a good question from a while ago. It's like, have you ever had a dog in for training that just didn't, on like a personal level, you didn't really click? It was funny because I had Remy at the time when that was asked, and that is absolutely Remy and I. I would say above any other dog that I can think of that of note that like had real problems. Like Marissa's sending me pictures of Remy sleeping on her lap and her friends over sleeping on her lap, and I just said back, I'm not kidding. Remy never laid on my lap like that a single time. She never came to me for affection. She never, nothing. Like it just, she trusts me with her life. We had an amazing time. She genuinely thought of me as like Jesus Christ. But when it came to like, oh, there's a bunch of people in the room, I'm not her first pick. Like, just, she liked my kids better than she liked me. I have no idea why. Doesn't hurt my feelings. It is what it is. We got the job done, but it was odd that we never had that type of connection. So like, people along the way are joking like, oh, like, yeah, sure, Dylan, you're going to adopt her out. Sure. Like, she's your dog. I'm just like, you guys have no fucking idea, dude. This is not my fucking dog. Like, there's 0% of her is my dog. Like, there's no way. But yeah, we did. Remy did like final demo. Hey, this was the results. I think the footage is really cool. So I am actually going to finish that video. Still chugging away on it. She's certainly the most challenging behavioral case I've ever had.
Yeah. Which is so interesting to me. That still is like so interesting to me. Because
there's no violence. Because there's no violence. This was another one. So Ivan was on a show the other night, and they were talking about, there's a segment where they were talking about comparing, like, how do you know who's a good dog trainer? Like, how would you, there's so many disciplines in dog training. Like, how do you compare? And the dude running the show, his name is Bill Church. Like, this is where it came up. Someone commented, was like, well, with pet training, you could do like the number of lives saved and you know, like aggression rehab and things like that. And Ivan's response is really interesting because it's like, this is a very good idea, but it's actually not the truth. Because like, I thought about this, and I would actually love to talk to him about this sometime. I'll bring it up sometime. But like with Breeze, for instance, right? With Breeze, if you're talking about sheer dog training challenge, we're talking about just the craft, like applying skill to dog training. Getting him to no longer attack people was a non-issue.
That's true.
It was not hard. Just getting him to not bite was not a big deal. Even addressing the emotions and like that wasn't hard, dude. Like anyone could walk into the room right now and he would leave them alone. He'd be excited to see them and then go, I've had enough, and then would just leave. That required nothing, right? However, getting this dog to play was like scraping through a concrete wall with your fingernails. It was fucking brutality, dude. Like that was one of the hardest things I've done in like ever, maybe, in training. So sheerly going off of, oh, I got this dog to not attack people that's too blunt of a metric.
Yeah. No, there are
some dogs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, that's really true. Yeah, like even thinking about Ferg, like that was the easy part. The hard part was getting him to accept authority. Really.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And there are some dogs where it's the opposite. There's some dogs where you do get good control over them, but there is some weird fucking like they just are like, I have to hurt people, right? And then that is the issue, and that is really hard. But that, honestly, that's rare. Most of the time, it's like you stop the bad behavior, you give them a chance to realize I am a social creature, and I do have that part of me that's just been dormant, and that just takes over, and it does so much of the work. So, you know, it is hard. I'm not trying to say that behavioral mod is easy, because everyone is so bad at it.
No,
obviously,
absolutely.
It's not. But it's like,
there's a lot more
atrocious.
nuance and play, and then like, like getting those like finer tuning sort of tweaks are the hard part. Most of the time.
Dude, getting Remy. Okay, so Remy's never hurt anybody in her life, ever. Getting her to just be outside, seeing people and dogs, and not squeak is the hardest thing I've ever done in dog training.
I mean, I think
by
that's
far.
probably it, right? Is like how deeply seated is the emotion
Right.
that's driving that behavior? Like
Right.
that's where it's hard. Where like,
Right.
yeah, like even with Breeze, right? It's like there's definitely some strong emotions, but it's not like very contextual. It's very easy to predict the triggers. Like it's,
Right.
it's not this like kind of uncontrolled, just like spouting out constantly. And like that was Remy
Right.
is just constantly, yeah, in that just sort of stuck in that state. And
Yeah.
that becomes very difficult to interrupt. Yeah.
And then like not recovering was like the
Yes.
big. It's like going into the abyss and then having no way out. That problem, even though it didn't manifest in these like crazy, deadly, dangerous. It's like she could be like that around my kids. It wouldn't matter. Like it actually wouldn't matter. But addressing that, diminishing that, trying to change that, substantially harder than any dog that I've had that's like fucking people up, like attack, like Ollie, for instance, like that extremely dangerous dog has done horrible things. Remy's five
Mhm.
times harder of a program.
Yeah. It's
Um,
like with Ollie and with Breeze and like all these other examples, like you can just focus on the behavior and the emotion kind of takes care of itself. With Remy, you had to sort of start at the emotion and
right.
then the
I would
behavior.
say
Yeah.
this was the biggest challenge. You've talked about this before, even in the last episode talking about negative reinforcement, where
Mhm.
being able to recognize when the dog is actually trying. Um, so like with Remy, we hit a point. There was one really bad session. I talked about it. It was like the worst training session I've had in I don't even know how long. And I'm watching the video because a large section. There's like a 15-minute block of my video that includes this session. I don't have everything because I don't want people to see a 7-hour video and just not click on it. Like I want to have the important moments. So I tried to harvest the moments from that session that were really bad, like hard, right? But it was in that session where I had a friend come out with her Mal and play, and I had Remy with me just watching, and she was like, just she went into that zone and never came out of it for the entire time. But that was when I had that shocking moment where at one point when I told her, dude, stop, she looked at me like, I can't. Then I was like, oh shit. She actually can't control herself. Like she's trying. Like she is trying. She's not blowing me off. The bad behavior is still happening. So you would think hammer, nail, whatever. But no, the intention, the motivation right now is like she's trying to do what I want, and
Yeah.
she's just in a totally different zone
Physically
that she's
cannot.
never been in before. Cannot do it. Um, that was being able to identify when that distinguish when that's happening versus
Yeah.
she's just being a retard.
Yeah.
That was extremely challenging. Extremely challenging. Um, yeah, that was way harder than any. Oh, my dog bites you when you pet him like that. No, not even fucking close.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting.
nuts. But now I think that Operation Mongoon could be the new championship belt carrier. Um,
Yeah,
I
that'll be an
also like
interesting one.
I'm holding out hope that I get him the first day and then I just have him chasing a ball in my living room like that night. Like I'm holding out hope that something like a miracle happens like that, but it's probably not going to. Um, yeah. So yeah, sayonara Remy. I'll see her again. Like we're gonna meet up and train again, and she said she would bring Remy along, so I'll get to play because I do want to play with her again. She's a really nice dog. Just we are not meant for each other. It's like we meet up and we play, and then I see you in a few months or something like that. And it's cool, and I get to see videos and pictures of her. It's cool. Any other yeah, we'll talk next time. We'll talk about the Breeze go home scenario.
Right.
So I've
Yes.
got I've got I've got plans for it, but a lot of the go home is also formed off of like what I see in the first lesson. Like
Yes.
I evaluate where like the owner is like, oh, he's like really freaked out by this. It's like, okay, we need to dedicate like an entire lesson tomorrow for that. You know, typically with aggression cases, it's walking through crowds of people.
Yep.
For them, I
Yep.
think he's going to be afraid of the package cars. I think the owner's going to have a hard time. So we're going to spend a lot of time downtown.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
It's funny though with the delivery drivers, because obviously I have to talk to them to get Breeze into the truck.
Yeah.
Um, I could get Breeze to bite them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could do it. He has it. Like he could go one of two ways. Like I could, and I feel like it depends on how I act.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I could get him to go up and sniff and take treats and be cool, or I could get him like go. Like
Amped.
I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I imagine it's something similar, like when you're doing like protection, where you can feel like the
Yes.
dog's
The
waiting for
agitation building.
your like,
Yep.
yeah. He wants to see how are you. What do you see? Like what are you? I can feel that with him, where he doesn't do that with other people. It's literally now only package drivers. It's not like a person comes up to talk and he's like getting amped. He's just like, oh, what's up? But with them, it's like he's like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I'm like, whoa. Do you hear me?
Yep. You're back.
And it's still recording, so we're fine, right?
Yep.
I forgot. I've had like a recent spat of people locally wanting me to train their dogs, which again, like this is a new thing for me. We can run a little bit of a counter operation on the people of Syracuse, thinking I'm like a white nationalist or whatever. Cane Corso broke through the fence, attacked someone on the street. So I'm gonna put on the suit and I'm gonna see if I can go over to their house and just run it. It's like, oh, well, how do you? Well, I can hear the story and I can become a detective, guys. Like you become such a good detective when you're a dog trainer, and you're like, actually, why do you even need to be there? Like you could just like do this over the phone, or right. I show up at the house. I tell them, hey, have your dog, put him up. You come out, we talk. I get some more information. You get a chance to breathe because I'm telling you what we're about to do. You're going to let him go, right? I'm going to have gear on and we're going to fucking see what he does. We're going to take your worst nightmare where you think he is the most capable of doing the most horrible things. And in a safe and controlled, deliberate setting, we're going to go in there and we're going to explore with no one getting hurt. And that will inform where we go. You have which way, Western man? Like this avoidant, speculative, pussy, no information, or the honest, authentic, real thing with more information. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. I feel like we stopped clapping between words. You remember that? It was like, it's not a
Yes.
debate.
And the emoji.
Yeah.
Please go back to that.
It's not a debate. It's not a debate. That's why it turns into straw man attacks and crazy shit. You just want an excuse to provoke dog by standing around. Like thinking canines on her Dylan provokes dogs with bite gear to get them to bite, and then that destroys their reputation. You spent a decade going into shelters poking dogs with sticks to get them to growl so you could kill them. That's why you're famous. That's why people love you. That's literally your career. What are you fucking talking about? Crazy. I'll let you guys know what happens with that. When's Ferg going home?
2 weeks from yesterday.
He's looking good.
Yeah, I think so. His obedience is
what's
on
the owner
point.
think?
I think they're like happy with his progress. Yeah. Like really bad at like
Communicating.
really bad at telling I have this look into my level of self-esteem. I'm like, are they just paying me lip service? But no, I think they're genuinely happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go default to you just being brutal to yourself for no reason. So yeah, the owner's happy. Yeah. No, that's cool. What do you have next after him? Do you have anything planned?
Actually, I do have just kind of a crazy German Shepherd coming in end of April. Sounds like kind of out of control working line. So should be interesting, but I'm not like
You're getting the
wildly.
bazooka program that I wanted.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah. But not
Yeah.
even that bad, to be honest. Like she nips people that come in the house and like is trying to eat the cat.
Well, how old is the dog?
2 or 3 adults, but yeah, I can't quite remember. I have to look back at my notes. It's actually been a hot minute since I thought I like did the like phone call and then like kind of put it back in my brain.
Yeah.
I was just like refreshing.
But you went into your back brain, did you say?
No, I put it away.
No,
like I put that back.
No learning can be done.
Just focused on current dog. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of fucking golden retrievers lately.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people have been reporting just like annoying golden retrievers.
Yeah.
Becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Better than Rottweilers, I guess. Better than German Shepherds.
True. I'd rather a German Shepherd. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Yeah.
Well, for training, I mean, but for like the average person to ruin, for the average person to mess up, you know, it'd be better to be a golden retriever. Not that they can't be menaces, but
that is true.
You know,
to be problematic. I know, pretty boring around here lately. I feel like
that's nice though. You should start some drama with somebody.
Probably should. Yeah.
I gotta get you going on that. No, because then if you have two hosts that do the same thing, you have one too many hosts. Yeah. It's
that's very true. No.
This dog's breath is like atomic. It's fucking brutal, dude.
You should probably get him some. Get him on some supplement. I mean, not that he's your dog, but I can send you a link to a little chew. It's just like what is it? It's like kelp or something that.
What out of here? You're gonna try to sell me AG1 green powder, or are you like an influencer now, or what the fuck?
Sponsored. He probably actually does have like teeth problems. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, the chances of me actually pursuing that are.
I know. It's fine. You should just tell his owner though.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will. I'll be able to report next time on Breeze going home, Cotton coming to me. Hopefully, we'll have some confirmation about the mail coming. My buddy Emma Alonso is posting a progress series with an aggressive shelter male.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I'm a native English speaker and she's speaking en français in the videos. I'm going to be following along anyways because I had a college credit in French. I actually can't understand a fucking. That's what it sounds like to me. But it's really good dog training, so you should check out Emma. Dylan Rouse has been posting some stuff with an aggression case. I have to sit down and watch it because he does good shit. Love to see the homies putting out good things. I love to report on good things. Yeah, the inevitable Shikashio fallout. I'm sure that there's gonna be people being triggered, which is gonna be awesome. Because I'm gonna post a clip. I'm gonna post a clip from this show to make sure people see it. Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't. The time for diplomacy is over. The age of the orc begins. Lord of the Rings, the age of the orc.
Oh my god.
All right. Well.
All right.
I gotta call this Cane Corso girl back and then go train Breeze. So, I'll see you guys next episode.
All right.
Dig up.
Talk later.
Peace out.